call me a TikTok politician. Yes, I'm a TikTok politician. But go here, this TikTok, Eddy dancing on TikTok and posting to Kenyans him living a lavish lifestyle on TikTok. This is a senator elected by the poor people of Migori Godjope. Some of them cannot even access water services. Some of them cannot even access clean hygiene, cannot access sanitation. And Eddy is here choppering himself everywhere on TikTok. And he's here calling me a TikTok politician for speaking the issues affecting the people of Kenya. The same Eddy on his TikTok page, go to Senator Eddy, you'll find his TikTok page, 39,000 followers, has written here, I am skeptical about President William Ruto's lies. The man lies like Ananias himself. Today, William Ruto is the angel, Gabriel. He has forgotten what he was saying about William Ruto himself on his own TikTok page where he claims, I reside. Yes, I reside in TikTok. And in my TikTok, we discuss issues that are very germane to the people of Kenya, and we've never changed our positions like you have.
A very good morning and welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Owino, and as usual I'm going to be your host for today. Now, my sound is coming back, and thanks so much for those who have been wishing me well. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Asante sana. Now, in this video, I don't want to talk too much. I just want to give you time to listen to the conversation of what happened today at Citizen TV during the daybreak between Wakili Willis, Eddy, and Nyuta. And by the way, I'm planning to have an interview with him. That is Wakili Willis. It's supposed to be either today or tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. So let us hope that we will get more of what happened today or what has been happening from him. You know, yeah, because he's a man who have a lot of information, and upstairs is one of the people that I've met him, and I realized that he's one of the people that are upstairs iko sawa. So I'm hoping that maybe I'll have him tomorrow, God's willing. Now the funniest part of this thing is this. Back then, Nyuta was supporting William Ruto, while Eddy was supporting Raila Odinga. Right now, Nyuta is against William Ruto. Eddy is supporting William Ruto. So are you seeing? And what is funny is that Eddy Okech is a senator, and according to Willis, that is Wakili, there is nothing that he has done. And then he's calling Wakili a TikTok politician. Now let me ask this question. Between a TikTok politician and a real politician, who is expected to work for Kenyans? Because you can't tell us that you're blaming Willis, Wakili Willis, you are blaming Willis, yet he was not elected by Kenyans. He's trying to do his level best to make sure that maybe what is working for goes on well. But you can't force issues simply because you think that this guy is in a better position of helping Kenyans. This guy was not elected. He has never been elected. Perhaps maybe is when is willing to be elected. But he has not even said that. You can't keep. One thing I have to say is that these people that are in government, the ODM and the UDA, you can't keep on blaming people who are not in your government that they were supposed to do things that you yourself cannot do. You can't tell us that Willis is a TikTok politician, keeps on doing things on TikTok, but he cannot do things on ground. Which ground? No, which ground are you talking about? Do you expect Willis to come and work as a governor of Nairobi County? What will Sakaja do? Do you expect Willis to go and work as a senator of Nairobi County? What will Sifuna do? Do you expect Willis to work as a senator in your area? What will you do? What will you do? Now, I want to give you time. I just want to give you enough time to listen to this conversation from the beginning to the end. And then you also tell me what you think at the comment section.
Willis is a TikTok politician who always wants to get some clout chasing words here and there. And I think that he has also perfected the art of what I would call benefiting from the game of the day. Because there are people who entered politics with a purpose, and there are people who entered politics because it's beneficial to them. Whether it comes in forms of after an election, you go and become a serious legal mind who then forms part of the biggest spending we have in this country, that you benefit from that hemorrhage, or whether it comes from playing the general game that politicians play, which is how can I be strategically in a pawn game that then can allow me to reap as much as possible in playing the politics of the day. Because Trevor, I think Willis has been in politics longer than me. Number one, when we talk about legacy politicians, legacy is a function of longevity in politics. And in 2013, when I was still in college, Willis was already in our politics. And I remember very well that in that time, the calculus was the people who were in politics at that time wanted to take advantage of the moment and see how do we negotiate for ourselves and for our stomach, to the extent that Mudavadi was being used as a pawn to be able to separate votes of Raila Amolo Odinga at that time, the CORD coalition, if you remember, so that the UDF candidate would allow for Uhuru Kenyatta to win together with President Ruto. So he participated by the fact that he supported Mudavadi. If you remember very well, where
you're here, you'll respond.
You'll respond. Willis actually was inclined towards Mudavadi to the extent that Mudavadi went to the ballot, UDF at that time, and Willis made sure that Mudavadi was to deny a people's movement a chance to be in government. Fast forward in 2022, Willis was a member of Safina. When I was a member of Safina, go and check on 21st of May, 2020, I think it was 2022, right? When they did the NDC launch of Safina. Who was their chief guest? Together with Jimmy Wanjigi. It was President William Ruto, who was their chief guest at that time. Meaning that Willis participated actively, and I dare say that Willis actually in 2027 he don't even vote his man Jimmy Wanjigi, because Wanjigi was not in the ballot, but I can assure you he voted for Ruto, where he's seated here. So Joe Newton and Willis voted for Ruto, the president, and brought president to where he is right now. What am I to do as a young person who has found himself in a place where President Ruto has come with a bunch of people who are not competent enough, and the country must run, to the extent that we almost lost this country in June 2025. The context in which we actually joined hands in trying to calm the nation down is not a context that is just out of oblivion. It is out of a historical element that last year and 2022, 2023, the country was not stable because of the incompetence that they two of them supported and brought to law, so that the country could not be able to move. So, Trevor, I cannot be able to take responsibility of both Willis and Newton's misjudgment.
Yeah.
Because when they were presented with people who were competent, because they were playing political games in what is calling now legacy, at least for me, I was vying to be a leader to serve Migori County. When they were playing political games, and then they found themselves in this mess, we are just cleaning the mess because of nationhood. And that nationhood, you can't blame us for it, because the truth is we must go up to 2027 with the regime that is there of the day. And because we are paying taxes as Kenyans, Trevor, everybody here is paying taxes. What we must do is that we must get services from the government of the day. And for us to get that services, there has to be some semblance of stability. There has to be some semblance of steady calmness in the country, so that the country can work. That does not translate into supporting an individual.
Okay.
That translates into supporting a bigger cause, which is the agenda that has been put in the 10-point agenda that Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga does not means his word when he says that.
Call me a TikTok politician. Yes, I'm a TikTok politician. But go here, this TikTok, Eddy dancing on TikTok and posting to Kenyans him living a lavish lifestyle on TikTok. This is a senator elected by the poor people of Migori Godjope. Some of them cannot even access water services. Some of them cannot even access clean hygiene, cannot access sanitation. And Eddy is here choppering himself everywhere on TikTok And he's here calling me a TikTok politician for speaking the issues affecting the people of Kenya. The same Eddy on his TikTok page, go to Senator Eddy, you'll find his TikTok page, 39,000 followers, has written here, I am skeptical about President William Ruto's lies. The man lies like Ananias himself. Today, William Ruto is the angel, Gabriel. He has forgotten what he was saying about William Ruto himself on his own TikTok page where he claims, I reside. Yes, I reside in TikTok. And in my TikTok, we discuss issues that are very germane to the people of Kenya, and we've never changed our positions like you have. Because what you said on TikTok last year and what you are saying on TikTok this year are totally different. You took a position that William Ruto is a liar. Today, William Ruto is the best for the country. Let's be consistent. Let me go to what you say about I voted for William Ruto. I can never vote for William Ruto. In fact, I am one Kenyan out of you who can
Did
say...
he attend your NDC or not?
You had your time,
answering your statement.
You had your time.
Yeah.
I am one Kenyan who has the singular honor of having never cast a ballot to William Ruto in any shape or form. And I will never. In August 2022, when these people, Eddy and crew, were lying to Raila Odinga, laying the red carpet for him outside KCC, I was busy preparing an election petition because I was already seeing the challenges of that election, that this election was going to be a mess. It was going to be rigged. I was making noise about Form 2, Book 2 of 2 of the Form 34As. They thought the Book 2 of 2 was going to assist them to steal the elections. I was saying this is wrong. I was preparing a petition.
No, that is
listen to me. Just keep quiet.
You respond just like he listened to you.
To an extent that at the time when the election was declared for William Ruto, I was the fourth person to appear in the Supreme Court to file a petition against William Ruto's election. How can he lie here that I voted for William Ruto? Show me that polling station where I appeared to vote for William Ruto. I never, and I have never voted for William Ruto in any shape or form.
Did he join your NDC?
I'm coming to that.
Is Raila Ruto a winning ticket of 2027?
They will lose terribly. That one is very clear. But let me just say this. No, this is legacy politicians. These are legacy politicians. They know only one thing, to discuss personalities. Because I've been on this table when Nyutu was a very strong defender of William Ruto and anti-Raila. I've been on this table when Eddy was a very strong opponent of William Ruto. Now, they've turned tables. Eddy is the one singing Ruto's praises. Nyutu is the one who is attacking Ruto. This is legacy politics. All they know is to create a position for themselves. If there's some little comfort for me, then it works. And that's the difference between legacy politics and Safina politics. Because even if you asked me, Raila pairing up with Ruto, what is the fundamental ideology that brings them together? What are they working towards? What is the overriding issue that informs this engagement? Is it public good or it is politicians good?
There was a whole 10-point agenda.
Yes, so that, but what is underlying? What's the intent? What's the underlying thing that is not even written? What I always say, what is the chi in this agreement? That which, even if it's not written, it is the driving force in the agreement. Because if it was the public good, in my view, the starting point for any conversation between them should have been, yes, mistakes have been made, people have been hurt. You start at that press conference by saying, we are sorry to the people of Kenya who were killed during the Gen Z demonstrations. We are sorry to the people of Kenya who were killed during the 2023 Mandamano. We are sorry for Baby Pendo and those of 2018-2017. You start by acknowledging that mistakes were done. Atrocities were committed. You apologize. Then you go to the next step and say, in recognition of the pain you've gone through, we are compensating the families. It's not enough, but at least we are recognizing. And so that in future we are creating a system where we'll never forget, we'll never go back to that. Then you say, let's hold accountable those who committed these atrocities. Then now you can discuss seats. But if that public good is not the underlying issue, then it becomes very simple to say, we are going to get seats, give it to our people. And you think once you've given a Turkana, all Turkanas are full. If you've given a lawyer this position, you've given a... It is not about coming up with policies and ideologies that impact all the Kenyan people. Eddy and his political group today, and I call them legacy politicians, today they seem to try to drive a narrative, which is quite unfortunate, that they say we are trying to unite the country. But the undertones of it, and very loudly coming from ODM, they start saying, oh, Mulima is bad. We are trying to isolate Mount Kenya. And you've seen senior leadership in ODM trying to speak what, in my view, is divisive language, trying to say the problem is Mount Kenya, let them get out of government, let us occupy the positions. Then how is that a unity ticket?
No, that's not true.
No, I mean, Kaluma is your member. I've not seen
true.
any senior party member come out to deny what Honorable Kaluma said in regard to Mount Kenya people.
I have.
It's their party. No disciplinary proceedings have been instituted against Kaluma for what he has said about Mount Kenya. How is it a unity ticket? Or are you uniting the country when you have senior members? You sit in the speakers panel for your information. You have senior members who are out speaking divisive language. And we must resist and reject this type of politics.
Okay.
Let's have politics where we are all working towards the public good, the common good of every Kenyan, not politicians who today manipulate Kenyans, evoke their emotions, they go to war with each other, people die and lose their lives, people lose property, the country is held back. Then at a convenient period, they come together and they speak opposite language. And I speak it both for ODM, Eddy is here, and for Nyutu, is here, representing now Gachagua caucus. Because if Nyutu, who has been with me, I think the longest politician, legacy politician, who has sat with me on this table, is Senator Nyutu. And I've been consistent in telling him, I am attacking this regime, I'm criticizing this regime for its failures on policies on the economy. He was defending that. Today, I'm glad that at least Saul has gotten a Damascus moment and turned to Paul. And Nyutu, I will not hold it against you for previously supporting this oppression. At least your eyes are now open and you can see that which I've always been preaching towards you. At least I can say that for once, my gospel has reached the intended objective.
I want to ask Eddy, what coincidence is there that Raila Amolo Odinga, when he was given an opportunity to offer some 4 cabinet secretaries, that he gave those positions to people who were leaders in his party? Both Joho and Oparanya were deputy party leaders. Honorable Bandi was a chairman of ODM. You know, the CS for Energy, Wandai was a minority leader. You know, under ODM. I mean, does Eddy want to tell us that the qualification that you get is being in the leadership of ODM? Why were other ODM, if he was going to give these positions to ODM, to ODM party members, then how come that it is just the party leaders? And that is what now Eddy here will tell you is expertise, that ODM donated experts to government. The expertise is in being party leaders. That is what I call hypocrisy, Trevor. When he tells you, what Joho is an expert in what? By the way, Joho is an expert in what? I also know, because I went to school, I also know there is a difference between economics and accounting. Badi is an accountant. He is not an economist. So you cannot tell me that Badi is running the ministry so well because he's an expert in matters economy. Badi is an accountant as far as I know. And I think, and you cannot say that, I've heard them say that Badi is doing well, better than Professor Ndungu Njuguna. Just look at the track record of Professor Ndungu Njuguna. Even internationally. Yeah. So if you tell me that somebody like Bandi, who was working at the University of Nairobi before he joined politics, that he can perform better in economics than Professor Ndungu Njuguna,
But the National Assembly vetted and approved all these cabinet
secretaries. Yes, I'm not saying that it's not qualified. All I'm saying is, you cannot tell me that Dungu Juguna was removed because he was incompetent and replaced by Badi, who now is more competent. I think it's about sharing oppositions that Willis here is talking about. They should give us a break telling us that they donated experts to government. It's about sharing oppositions. And that's the same thing that Honorable Raila Odinga was talking about yesterday. You know, for Ruto, because now Ruto has the goodies, the possessions, courtesy of which now my friend Eddy is now chair, because Ruto has the goodies. He will now be forgiven for having called me a witch, for having said that I have no plan, and for having called me the Lord of Poverty. He will be forgiven because he can offer positions. But I want to say that I've watched what the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, said in the iftar dinner. And I want to say that with all the respect that I have for him, he contradicted himself. He cannot say that when he's told to join Gachagua, that then we are hypocritical and ninyangao, as to just quote him. Because if then that was going to be the argument, if that was going to be the standard, William Ruto called, nobody ever insulted Raila Odinga more than William Ruto, both when he was deputy president and when he was president in his first year, especially in the first year. He called Raila Amolo Odinga a witch doctor. He's the one who even actually made the Raila Amolo Odinga to stop using vitendawili, because it's William Ruto who baptized him kitendawili. It is William Ruto that called him all manner of names. In fact, if you ask me, people are making fun and saying that then this government, you know, Raila Odinga was calling William Ruto a thief. William Ruto was calling Raila Odinga a witch. So people are saying this now is a government of a witch and a thief. So Raila Amolo Odinga is hypocritical, because if he cannot join Rigathi Gachagua because Rigathi Gachagua yesterday said that he had laid some traps in State House, and so that if Rigathi Gachagua then says he can join him, he is hypocritical. Raila Odinga should not then have joined William Ruto in a government that the most unpopular one. See, all the governments that we have known. So let him use the standard. If somebody did not believe in you yesterday, if somebody attacked you yesterday, you cannot say, I cannot join this particular person because yesterday he did not believe in me, while you are joining somebody else who has never believed in you for the last more than 10 years and has called you all manner of names. So I think it's important that, we be truthful and we be consistent. If you're not joining anybody who has never, who at one point did not believe in you, you cannot then join another one who has not believed in you for all the years. And so, Trevor, what to refer to the incident that I mean Saturday incident that people have talked about in a big way. You know, there was a context. S.K. Macharia, the chairman of this honorable media group, took the Munas on a journey of how he has supported the Raila over the years, how he has always wanted the Raila to be president, but how he has been frustrated in this all these years. So I was just telling Raila Odinga, whom I have a lot of respect, I want to repeat that, I was telling him, for the sake of this old man who is your friend, for heaven's sake, if you want to be president in 2020, you cannot be president in 2027 if you support Ruto, because you can only support Ruto to be president in 2027. But Gachagua, Kalonzo, and that particular group can support you. My humble submission to him was, why would you want to play second fiddle when you have an opportunity to be the first? It was simple. And let me also say that Rigathi Gachagua is not desperate for Raila Odinga's support. Can
Rigathi Gachagua team win without the support of Raila Odinga?
Why not? It will.
And can Raila Odinga win without the support of the team, without Rigathi Gachagua and the rest?
Well, it's possible for anyone to win. But one thing I know, that you cannot win.
Okay.
One side that I know will not win in 2027 is any side where William Ruto will be. So any other side can win. But I can tell you, and no less than Secretary General of ODM has told you here that Raila Odinga, if he joins William Ruto, remember Raila Odinga cannot be a candidate if he's supporting William Ruto. So the thing is, William Ruto will lose even with the support of Raila Amolo Odinga. Why? Because this particular election will be determined by Kenyans against William Ruto. So whichever side William Ruto will be, will sink and will lose miserably. That one I can submit.